So it's so good to see you guys. Congratulations on yet another brilliant series.
Thank you.
Series 3, it has more twists, more turns than ever. So when you actually saw what Julian Fellows had planned for you, what was the most surprising element for you guys?
Gosh, there were so many surprises.
There are a lot of surprises. I think for me, without giving anything away, I think there are a couple of things that happen in this season that audiences will be genuinely shocked, not just because they're shocking turns of events, but because they don't necessarily seem like things that the Gilded Age would do. And I think that's really exciting about this season. We've expanded our palette a little bit.
And my boring expectation was that, and then season 3 will end with a wedding.
Yeah.
And I was so wrong. Just totally wrong about that. Yeah. It's great.
I mean, not gonna lie, without giving anything away, at the end of season 7, my jaw just dropped. I was like, oh, yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Something else is I think you guys have, Bertha and George, have one of the most compelling marriages that we've seen on TV, right? You guys are ambitious, you're also ruthless. And even though we've seen kind of small bits of tension before within the couple, I think this series, out of all of them, really tests them and tests their relationship. So after building for the pair of you such a strong partnership, both with the characters and especially with your own friendship on screen, how did you guys both approach playing those arguments and those big moments of fracture?
I mean, it's a testament to Julian's writing that the marriage is so beloved, and we feel that way too. And so I remember feeling sad a lot. Like before we'd do, it's like, we're fighting, And it made me sad because I do love the moments where Bertha and George connect over their mutual ambition and their shared goals. And so we felt that fracture keenly as well because we didn't get to have those moments of connection. We were always fighting for moments of connection, even in the middle of that. Right. So it was hard for us because we do like each other so much.
Yeah. No, and I really enjoy, I think, I think there's a lot of complexity in playing a good marriage, playing a marriage that's working. And I think that's something that Julian has really found in the first 2 seasons, especially. So yeah, I did find myself through this season really longing for those moments. But we did try to sort of, I think it's interesting to see people, even if, especially in a marriage, if they're not seeing eye to eye and they're struggling, that you see them working to still come back together because that's where they're, and so we tried to.
Yeah, fighting for something much more interesting narratively.
We tried to make that happen even as much
than something dissipating. So yeah, we tried. We tried for that.
And also, Carrie, I want to come back to you because I've loved your work in The Boston Strangler. And it's so funny because just yesterday, actually, I was watching The Post. And, something that I've noticed about your acting and some of your roles, there is a certain boldness to your roles. And I was watching some of your previous interviews where you said that Bertha, she's both the protagonist and an antagonist. So for you, when you kind of joined this project, did you feel like as an actress that you were finally able to be kind of let loose and play all these different characters, all these different kind of bold archetypes, but in kind of this one combined character, so to speak?
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, thank you for that. I love her villainy. I haven't oft played the villain. I'm usually just sort of a, broken, grieving woman who's got some intellectual capacity. So yes, what was thrilling for me was get to play in period and get to do that in such a heightened style, which of course I've done on stage. I started off in summer stock. So I've been swanning around in upholstery fabrics for years, just nobody saw it. If a tree falls in the woods. So it was glorious to get to do it on screen. And of course, in the sort of Julian Fellows world, which is, he knows the world so well and he knows them so intimately. And I knew that he would take Bertha on a journey, that she wouldn't just be one thing. And so I knew what I was getting into. And yeah, it's absolutely thrilling. And I'm not afraid of people not liking me. It's much more fun to play that complexity.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I can't help but love her anyway, and I love her ambition and everything. I'm being told to wrap up, guys. I love you guys so much in this. Thank you so much for your time. It was wonderful watching you guys flourish once again.
Thank you so much. What lovely words. Thank you.